It is a hum that follows us everywhere, not the hum of traffic or of rain against the window. It is quieter and more persistent. It is the hum of the spring. For the past 20 years, we have been trained to think in a single pair of opposites, real versus virtual. We wake in the real, we walk in the virtual, we eat in the real, we laugh sometimes in the virtual, and somewhere in between, we forget to ask, what if this was never the right map? The language of real versus virtual is a language of utility. It asks, is this useful? Is this efficient? Is this productive? The real is where your body is tested. The virtual is where your attention is sold. But neither ask, does this nourish my interior? Does this expand the space inside me where I am truly alive, which grow through virtual gardens, and yet we feel more barren than before, because the real virtual axis it was never designed to hold the soul. It was designed to hold the market. Perhaps it is time to shift the coordinates of our thinking. Not real versus virtual, but real versus fantastical. Let me explain. The fantastical is not the opposite of the real. It is the depth of the real. Think of a child playing alone in a room. To the outside eye, something is happening, but inside the child, a dragon is being slain. A kingdom is being saved. A grief is being held. That is the fantastical. It is the dimension of meaning, of symbol, of myth. It is where the soul does its real work. We have been taught to dismiss the fantastical as escape, as if imagination were a vacation from reality, not its sacred heart. But look closer. When you dream at night, are you escaping? Or are you meeting a version of yourself that only speaks in symbols? When a piece of music makes you weep for no reason, are you being inefficient? Or are you touching something realer than the real? The fantastical is not a flight from the world. It is a flight into the world's hidden architecture. And if we follow this thread far enough, we arrive at the axis that the future may ask us to inhabit. World and soul. Not world as in planet, not soul as in religions, but world as the outer landscape, the streets we walk, the system that shape us, the bodies we inhabit, the others we touch, and soul as the inner landscape, the place where meaning is made, where grief is metabolized into poetry, where silence becomes a language. To live on the ethics of word and soul is to refuse the old question: is this real or is this virtual? And instead to ask, does this deepen my belonging to the world? Does this feed the soul that will? Does this feed the soul that will one day leave this world? It is to hold a stone in one hand and a dream in the other, and to know that they are not opposites. They are lovers. They are speaking to each other always, in a language we have forgotten how to hear. So perhaps the work of our times is not to build better screens. It is to become better listener to the world and to the soul. To stop asking whether something is useful, and to start asking whether it is true. Not true as in factual, but true as in, does it match the shape of my deepest knowing? Does this echo in the hollow where forever lives? The real and the virtual will still be there, doing their work, collecting their data. But you will be elsewhere. You will be standing at the threshold where word meets soul, and the fantastical is simply the name we give to the view from there.